Well, now joining us, an outspoken advocate for patent reform, Henry Nothhaft, the CEO of chipmaker Tessera. Welcome to Bloomberg News.
Corey, thank you for having me. Nothhaft.
I got it. I've been practicing
Absolutely
all day.
correct.
I don't know if it's, we were talking before whether or not it's incredible or amazing that there's 700,000 patents backed up. If it's amazing that a bureaucracy is backed up, or it's to be expected that a bureaucracy is backed up. But that really is a disappointing number in a world of technology innovation is so important.
Well, it is a disappointing number because it's really understated. As he said, it's 700,000 that have not been examined yet. There's another 500,000 or so that they've examined but have not been issued yet. So the real patent backlog is 1.2 million. And, you know, the Patent Office used to function pretty well back in the 90s through 2000. And then it went into a period of stagnation starting from the year 2000 to the year 2010.
Why?
Well, they didn't upgrade their IT infrastructure, and so what happened?
That's ironic.
It is, but and then
sadly ironic.
And they have servers there that are many years old, and so as they have become dated, maintenance fees keep eating up more and more of the IT budget. So it's a very vicious cycle, and so the productivity of examiners only increased, well, actually decreased by about 80% during the decade of 2000.
I mean, how many patents they look at is less now, just per examiner than it used to be?
Yeah, in the year 2000, they did 60 patents per examiner, and by the year 2010, it had dropped to 30. And they had doubled the number of examiners, so they were only getting 5% more patents out of the Patent Office with 100% more examiners.
Now, why do you care?
Why I care is this. Innovation produces about 90% of the improvement in productivity in our economy. Productivity increases are based on innovation, and innovation is very dependent on intellectual property rights. People have to have an incentive to invest in R&D dollars to create new inventions. I always say invention without compensation is philanthropy. So people seek patents to protect their IP investments.
Well, but for your company, I mean, talk to me in a real-world way. What does this mean if you guys invent something, send in the patent application, and it sits there?
Well, innovation creates jobs. All new job creation in the United States since 1977 has been the result of new startup small companies. They're very dependent on patented intellectual property to raise money, because investors want to have a protection if they're going to make these huge investments in biotech, pharma, hard sciences, communications, hardware. They want some protection that, you know, on $1 billion potential investment to bring out a new drug, that they're going to have a chance to get a return on their money.
I'll give you that, but let me call baloney on this. There's been lots of innovation since the year 2000 when you said a slowdown started. I mean, what is it that's not happening that we can't see?
Well, if you can't get a patent in a timely manner, you're seeking venture funds, you can't raise money. So, for example, I know of a company that had a potential cure for lupus. It was definitely patentable technology. And they had lined up world-class management, and they had filed for patents at the Patent Office. And they had the venture capitalists lined up, but they couldn't get them to pull the trigger, so to speak, until they got the patent issued. So year after year went by, and 7 years later, they still did not have a patent, and therefore they could not raise money. The potential for curing a nasty disease like lupus did not occur, and without money, they couldn't hire any people, and no innovation occurred. So that's why it's important.
Now, we're beating the drum on this story because it's an important one, it seems. But it also seems like there's change in the air. I mean, if you've got the head of the Patent Office admitting there's a problem, it's like a drug addict. Admitting a problem is a big step towards a solution.
David Kappos has been a breath of fresh air. I've been very excited about him becoming the head of the Patent Office. He came from a business environment, happened to be IBM. So I'm talking about a problem that David Kappos inherited. And so he's made begrudging progress since he's been there. But Congress keeps intervening by diverting the fees that we pay for patents and using them for other means, you know, operating expenses of the government. So over the last 10 years prior to David Kappos coming into office, Congress diverted $1 billion in funds and used them for other operating aspects of the government instead of upgrading the IT infrastructure at the Patent Office. So we heard about this big patent deal that, the big budget deal. It's not going to shut down the government, right?
We'll see if it helps the patent.
But in that, no, they're diverting $100 million to $150 million in additional fees every year now under that continuing resolution. So we've got to back Congress out of the cookie jar.
Okay. Hank, really appreciate you joining us. We're going to keep to follow this issue.